Less than 24 hours until the gates open for the 2023 National Peanut Festival. People from across Alabama and surrounding states will swarm to Dothan for a festival full of fun. Joining us now live is News 4's Will Polston. Will, what can you tell us about the financial impact on Dothan this brings?
Well, Kinsley, everybody knows that the festival is going to generate money from their ticket sales and food sales and whatnot. But what about for the city as a whole? Dothan naturally benefits from the festival in many ways. With so many people coming from outside of the Wiregrass, surrounding hotels and restaurants typically see a spike over this time. Festival Executive Director Tony Ellison told me that a majority of the vendors at the Peanut Festival aren't even from the Wiregrass. Not to mention that there's ride staffs and hundreds of volunteers that come out for the festival. Visit Dothan's Executive Director Hannah Shiver released a statement to News 4 regarding the impact on the city. She confirmed that the additional traffic and hotels she confirmed additional traffic and hotels around the area during this time and said that this also provides a great opportunity for people to come check out Dothan for more than just the festival and for all of its attractions as a whole. Now, Shiver says that Visit Dothan will be able to pull a financial impact report after the festival finishes. That way they can actually take a full look at the numbers just to see how much the city benefits from the festival. In Dothan, Will Polston for your Hometown News Leader. Kinsley?
Will Polston, thank you for that report. Just a reminder, the gates for the festival open tomorrow at 4 p.m.